We're back like we never left. Another episode of Fortitude in 15 coming your way. I can't say international, but we're tropical today because Parker has been on work in the great island of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. So we don't have anything philosophical for you today. If you came here today trying to get a life lesson, go listen to an old episode. We're just going to shoot the shit. We're going to catch up. I haven't talked to Parker in pretty much all week because he's been swamped at work, enjoying his life, going out and dancing around the island with his team and with his girlfriend and having a great time. So I just want to hear how his week was. So we're going to catch up and we're going to talk. Parker, what's up? How's PR, bro? How's your Spanish? Humid, I'm sure, as well. Yeah. I'm great, man. Life is good. Work is fantastic. It's becoming springtime in DC, which is one of the most wonderful places to be in the spring. Uh, and it's fun. We're having a great time. Work is lovely. And yeah, everything is good. It's my dad's birthday today. Shout out David. Happy birthday. We love you, man. It's a great question. I have a couple things that I'm looking forward to. Now remember that I haven't like taken a real trip in a while. Like I've gone places, but it's been for work or it's been home. So I think me and a couple work friends and avid listeners of the Elevation Nation podcast, Alex Clusion and Bonnie Smythe, are probably going to go somewhere for 4th of July week when we have some time off from work. We're thinking maybe Austin, which I've been dying to get down to. So I'm very excited about that. My cousin, also named Sam Panitch, is getting married in a couple weeks, Samantha Panitch. So we are really looking forward to her and Lyle's wedding in Chicago. Get to see all my family who I haven't seen in so long because of the pandemic, my grandmother included. So that'll be a wonderful trip. And then I am also celebrating another wedding of my dear friend and roommate. His brother, Mike McPartlin, is getting married. Headed to Chicago for that. Going to go up to Milwaukee and see my friend Ben Vorman. So got a lot of trips planned personally. And of course, the timing coincides with possibly getting on a project that travels a hell of a lot for work. So it sounds like I am back to the old days of traveling almost every week, which is exciting, but also nerve-wracking because I have been absolutely loving my routine in the pandemic. But it's probably good to shake things up every now and then. So should be fun. And you're paying that rent, man. You might as well just have a storage unit, bro. That's true. We need JJ to have a place to live. Don't worry, JJ. Ew. I get it. I mean, Parker, you are better than I. I mean, I did 4 days in New York and I was ready to leave. I was tired of traveling and sleeping in a hotel bed. I was ready to get home. How are you managing all these different trips and staying organized? I mean, you went on a run this morning while you're staying at a hotel. How are you staying in your routine? Sure. Get the blood pumping. It's insane. Yeah, sure. You're right. There's a balance. It's interesting, right? I mean, you're traveling a lot, especially for work. I think there's definitely a culture of having some casual drinks on weekdays with your work team because you're going out for dinner a lot. And I think that's like the biggest thing for me that I struggle with waking up, meditating, going to the gym. After I've had a few drinks or stayed out late, I mean, you know me, I'm in bed in DC by like 10:30, man. But when we're out doing things with our work teams, I miss those conversations. I love being able to interact with those people. Last week in New York was incredible. I got to be with my design studio family and run it back with everybody and have a great time. But I definitely only worked out one of those days and I didn't meditate any of them. And I felt drained by the end of the week, even though I didn't work out hard. I didn't do anything. I think it's the constant. I don't know. Maybe I'm a recluse, man. Maybe I'm a little more introverted than I say I am, but I get energy from those mornings like you were talking about. Like McP wakes me up by turning on English Premier League soccer at like 8 a.m., makes a cup of coffee, and that's like the Saturday morning routine. And I love that. I love that I can just sit and do nothing and unwind and relax for a bit. But then you also have on the flip side of you're not going to remember those memories. You have to make memories, and memories happen when you do new things outside your comfort zone. So it's this weird juxtaposition between the two that I consistently struggle with myself of figuring out how to balance those. And the pandemic allowed me to like fully recharge, but now we're getting back into the swing of things, and I'm definitely going to be traveling more for pleasure and for work. So we'll see how I last, man. We got to keep the podcast rolling. We got to keep our lives rolling. Got to keep work rolling. Yeah, I mean, you got more on your plate than most people I know. I don't really know how you're managing all of it. I would go insane. So, yeah, I think It's figuring, yeah, and that's a big responsibility. So you have a lot on your plate, man, and that's tough. And it's hard to have to prioritize. I mean, I think we both wish we had an extra 24 hours in the day to focus on Elevation Nation and whatever else we wanted to do. But the reality is we don't. And so we have to prioritize and deprioritize things and balance and kind of go with the flow, which is good and bad. Yeah. You love this word intentional. Can you explain it for Elevation Nation? Like you say it all the time, so let's break it down for them. Sure. Gotcha. Sure. No, I mean, I think intentionality is important. I I tend to use the word gratitude a little bit more than intentionality of just trying to be grateful of the things that I do in my day and what comes about it. I used to be very intentional with everything I did, right? Like wrote down every single thing I was going to do all day, held myself accountable, really wanted to be as productive as possible. I think I've slowly, as I've gotten older, tried to take a step back and instead of being fully intentional with my day, I try to just be grateful for my day because I think things are going to happen in one direction or another that are sometimes out of my control that I can't necessarily be intentional about. But if I'm grateful for which direction I go, it will mean that my day was more fulfilled. So, I mean, I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer. It's just a little nuance between the two of like, I used, because, yeah, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I like I used to be so intentional, right? And the problem with that I was finding, Parker, was when I didn't hit those goals or accomplish what I wanted that I was set out for my intention that day, I felt as if my entire day was a failure, right? Because I had this intention and I didn't hit it. So instead of intention, I switched or trying to switch to just gratefulness. So give me an example. What was an intention you did today of an emotion? But you tied that to a physical thing. You tied it to working out and talking with this guy or gal, right? Yeah, fair enough. Well, it always is. That's why we do Fortitude and 15, man. Quick snippets. 17. Snippets inside Parker and I's effed up brains. You're welcome, Elevation Nation. Yeah, exactly. Fortuitous. Until next week, Elevation Nation. Oh, yeah. God only knows we have them. I like it. Elevation Nation, if you like that idea, DM us. We'll feature you first as an effed up brain. Till next week. Peace.